Dear community, I hope you're sleeping soundly tucked in your beds, because I haven't been sleeping since Elysium launched. Do you want to know what it's like to run a private game server? The job is hard. It's tougher than raising a toddler. You can't go anywhere. You just don't have the time for your family, your friends, or a job. Why? Because the entire time you're trying to take care of it, it's trying to kill itself. Each morning starts with a fascinating read of Discord messages. If there's a lot, you know some bullshit is here to start your day. I've got something to tell all the people who've been raising all the fucking drama around the project. I'm fucking done with your hypocrisy. You want transparency? You're gonna get it. For some reason you think we bathe in money, but that's not true! We barely get enough donations to host the servers. On a financial announcement day, we might get a month's worth of donations, but on a slow day, we get between $15 and $20. Or maybe nothing. Now on to the main part. From this moment on, I won't let anyone talk shit about my team. I know Vitaly made some mistakes like this joke in his Chinese chat, but he's a man who's been spending all his free time on the project, being torn between his job, his family, and our servers. And I know he hasn't sold a single coin. Sure, he used to run a commercial project, but when Elysium launched, all the transactions stopped. I know we have a team full of amazing people who wouldn't spend so much time on the project if they didn't hold the same principles at heart as I do. I know how much time our volunteers spend on providing you with a comfortable gaming experience. From this moment on, I'm done groveling and making excuses for every misstep we make. You either trust us or fuck off. Have some respect for people who spend their free time on the game you play. Otherwise, there won't be a single server you can play on. I've put so much effort into this project. It matters more to me than anyone else. But I won't put you gossiping fucks before my partner. It's sad for me to see our dream of an LGN being torn apart before we can accomplish anything. We want to change the private emulation scene, but you've ruined everything. Now reap what you've sown. P.S. Alex, you're a lazy, dumb, useless cunt. P.P.S. Sorry, Mesh. Thank you for everything you've done for our project. And P.P.S. Gurky, Aka, Twinstar Gurky, or Mr. Legacy, go fuck yourself, you useless piece of shit. Keep trying to hamper our projects, and your shitty dying money machine is dead anyway, no matter what you do. And P.P.S. Legacy that, legacy this, fuck you. We will keep doing this fucking project running until the end of the world so you can play and enjoy the game I love so much.
Probably gonna end up playing some Turtle WoW in the near future. Their stuff looks pretty good. Unfortunately, the server is ran in part by the person who made that post, so not gonna get too invested in it. You know, I'd like to just have a moment of silence for the Thomas White YouTube channel. Gone too soon, you know. We can all speculate as to who's responsible for what happened to it. I think we probably know. Does he have a new channel? I think Mogmaxer, you said he has a new channel. What's it called? We'll see if we can get him some subscribers. It's the name of the new channel. We'll send everybody over there too. I'll resubscribe. Collective Dismal posted it. Go and resubscribe to the Thomas White Show. At the Thomas White Show. See if we can get him back to where he was. You know, I'm not in a regular attendee anymore, but I don't think his channel should be banned. I don't think he should be gone. Hopefully some autist archived everything. So, today's just one of those days where my inceldom is really weighing on me. I went to the wage cage yesterday after I streamed, and it was just an onslaught of couples everywhere I went being like overtly affectionate with one another. And what I realized is that I'm like fundamentally broken. You know, it does a lot of irreversible damage to you as a young man when you grow up in a household where your parents are like dead bedroom tier. They can barely tolerate each other, let alone want to fuck. Even if your father wants to fuck your mother, she can just stonewall the whole thing and turn everybody into a prisoner in her little cuck shed, in her longhouse cuck box. You're born into the longhouse, and if it's up to her, you'll never escape it. So, decided to do a little reading on r/dead bedrooms because combined with being tilted and there's been a lot of Twitter discourse around marriage lately. You got Catholic women saying that it's okay to openly lust after your priest, but you're under no obligation to fuck your husband in the same breath. You've got women running around pretending that to get into a relationship, you just have to be funny. And I think we all know that's bullshit at this point. So my cope now is pretending that every couple I see, the man is actually locked in a chastity cage and hasn't fucked since they put a title on it or maybe ever. I browse dead bedrooms a lot. Have you read the Cuck Soldier one? No, I haven't. What's the title of it? Maybe we should start with that one. Is it called Cuck Soldier? Let's start with a tale of hope. Wife asked me to start sleeping in the same room again. Wife and I stopped sleeping in the same room due to her giving up on wanting any kind of intimacy. Zero kissing, hugging, or physical contact. You know what's crazy is that my parents never slept in the same room, and I never seen them kiss or hug once. Not once in the 15 years I was living with them before before my mother decided to just fucking throw the whole thing away, upend everybody's life, and sit on a couch for the next 20 years instead. So, most Twitter accounts are bot farms. This whole everything is fake shit. Like, I'm much more inclined to believe that this stuff is real. The only people that read this and are influenced by this are people like us, man. Normies aren't sitting here reading dead bedrooms. The only people posting on dead bedrooms are the occasional troll and people that are in them looking for advice. You don't in any way benefit by bot farming 1,300 updoots on your "my wife won't fuck me" post. Okay? And what do we got here? Weekends are for football. So this actually brings me pleasure, watching a sports ball faggot get cucked by his wife. No, unfortunately, I couldn't blame, being a sports ball faggot on why my father got cucked by his wife. Um, from what I remember of him, he used to like watching mostly old movies. So no sports ball really going on there. Now, I didn't respect my father a lot at the time. I don't respect a lot of his end of life decisions that he made, but one thing I can respect him for is not being a sports ball retard. And it makes me wonder who nutted in my mom at some point along in her lifespan because even, sitting on her couch doing nothing all day long, she'll still turn on the Super Bowl for whatever reason. That's the one day out of the year that we're not watching Days of Our Lives for 10 hours a day. We got to watch the sports ball. We got to watch the Super Bowl. We got to see which athletic nig is the most athletic nig of the year. Our top priority. We got to check in on this year's nigs. Who's the fastest runner? Who's the longest ball thrower? Who can slam his skull into the other skull the best? That's the most important thing in America and Canada. So, no offense, dude, but you're like an ESL groid, okay? I don't really want to talk to you on Discord. You're a funny guy sometimes. I like listening to you, but the Discord calls with this community haven't gone so well. You know what I mean? There's been a couple gems in and amongst the muck, but most of them, I get a Steven Skiba pulled on me in one way or another. Recently, she invited me to sleep in the same bed again. Uh, Imagine being invited by your wife to sleep in the bed that you consummated your marriage in and you're probably paying for. You know, my mom has a massive master bedroom, okay? Walk-in closet, uh, washroom with two sinks, okay? Giant, beautiful windows, massive master bedroom, and she has filled it with trash for the last 7 or 8 years. It's piled high to the roof with cardboard boxes. She doesn't use any of it. She instead sits on the couch 24/7 and leaves the master bedroom to rot. It's amazing because I've never heard of this kind of behavior in this context. Usually it's the husband that gets sent to sleep on the couch. I've never heard of the divorce initiator um sleeping on the couch for a decade and refusing to use her massive, very nice bedroom. I questioned her why she invited me to start sleeping on the same bed again. She said that our kids have recently asked why we stay together when we don't fit the typical mold of a husband and wife. She's essentially doing it for show. My expectations were zero and I was going along to save a fight. It makes me wonder if maybe me and my siblings would have had the ability to perhaps positively affect my parents' marriage by levying some pressure on her. Imagine if 6-year-old Western Decline had gone, "Mommy, why do you sleep on the couch instead of with Dad? Aren't you a married couple?" And maybe if I got my siblings to ask her the same thing, and if she was just hounded with "Why? Why are you a retard? Why?" by her kids all day long, things would have turned out differently. I feel guilty for not at least trying, since this seems to be, it got this sports ball doofy back in his wife's bed. We have different schedules at bedtime due to being in our own rooms. I went to bed slightly earlier because I had to be up for work. As I was just drifting off, she came in and got ready for bed. She was completely nude. Not sure where things were going, I slid my underwear off. I was shamefully rock hard at the opportunity. My wife had not been fully nude in front of me for years. She slid into bed and turned with her ass facing me. This used to be her way of initiating when we used to be intimate. This is women's idea of initiating. Just aiming their posterior at you. I find this completely like I'd rather just have 20 pounds of pussy and ass, just that big lump of silicone rubber. That's about how enticing this is to me. At least with the 20 pounds of pussy and ass, I don't have to, like, pretend that I'm emotionally attached to it and jump through all the fucking hoops and the bullshit. Meanwhile, like, this is basically the lazy starfish, like, lay on your back, legs agape, while you scroll social media and wait for your quick shot husband to finish. This is the same thing. She probably, just like she's self-conscious over her children noticing that she's a retard. She's probably read one too many obligatory once a fortnight starfish posts on the internet, where I'm sure she spends all of her time like the rest of women, uh, talking about how your husband might notice if all you do is lay on your back and let him slam your clam for a couple moments. And this is the I don't like the plausible deniability of this either. If he goes for it, he puts himself in all sorts of situations to be accused by anything. Oh, I didn't really want it. You just assumed. You just assumed. You initiated. My hard dick was pressed against her. She felt it and almost shot straight out of bed. She told me to put my shorts back on and face the other way. It's interactions like this that make me think that, because maybe my dad wasn't the retarded cuck that I thought he was. Maybe it was just the divorce that Buck broke him. I like to think in my head canon of my parents' marriage that he told her to get the fuck out of his bedroom and go sleep on the couch after she pulled some dumb shit like this. And now she just has PTSD from that event and spends all day on the couch remembering the marriage that she absent-mindedly threw away and could never re-fulfill. Yep, allowed him back into the marital bed, got in there naked with him, and attacked him emotionally for thinking that he was going to get it in. No, my dad died back in, I want to say, 2015, something like that. No, I don't think it was that long ago. Maybe 2018, something like that. It's been 5 or so years now, I think. He should have filed for divorce the next day. Yeah, I absolutely. I don't know how you let it get this bad, but she told me to put my shorts back on and face the other way. Confused, I asked what this was all about. Not sex, was her reply. Remembering how it felt to be rejected in the past, I let it all flood back in. I went back to my room. The next morning, she told me that in years of not sleeping in the same bed, she started sleeping nude. The chance of sex was still zero, and I would have to make a choice. Learn to sleep with her being nude, or go back to our original arrangement and sleep in my room. Not a hard choice for me. She brought up how embarrassing it is to be in separate rooms. I brought up out loud for the first time in a long time how frustrating it is to have a partner that no longer desires you. We brought up the D word. This time I think it may be really happening. We've agreed to talk more later. Right now I'm struggling with the frustration of so many wasted years being miserable. Let's be honest, she never desired him. So she's embarrassed to be in separate rooms because the kids are noticing that your relationship isn't normal. Rather than try to make the relationship better, she wants you to sleep in the same room for show so that the kids will think things are normal. I'm really sorry, dude, but she's giving you a pretty definitive answer. She's probably never going to try to fix the dead bedroom. This is why I have more respect for gooners. Women that get into these relationships, I don't care that they're not fucking their husbands. I do care that they're damaging their children. Women are bar none, whether it's abortion, a dead bedroom shit like this, fucking toddlers, fucking the family dog. Women are number one by a country mile, the most disastrous, damaging thing that can happen to a child. Respectfully, may I ask how old you and your wife are? How long have you put up with this dead bedroom shenaniganry? Just turned 50. She's mid 40s. 25 years together. Yep, and it's right. She did. She got pumped and dumped by some guy in her late teens, early 20s. Shacked up with this guy and never wanted anything to do with him the whole time. I'm a woman who's in a dead bedroom situation and find it really insensitive of her to sleep nude with you in the same room. It's like she can imagine you don't like not having sex, but she wants to taunt you. Then you get the concern troll bitch in here pretending that all women don't act this way in one form or another. I wish I could see the deleted comments. Just wanted to add this is the example I had of intimacy growing up. I always questioned why my parents stayed together. They didn't hold hands, hang out together, sleep in the same room, or fit the mold, as the original poster said. They did at some point, but I was very young during that time. Watching this continue into adulthood, I unknowingly mirrored these behaviors in my own relationships. The outcome led to me staying in bad relationships way too long. I could never bring myself to leave until they ended it, and I was forced to let go, kicking and screaming. I had learned from my parents that staying together unhappy was better than the fear of being alone. It robbed me of my self-worth, time, and love until I was able to break the cycle. It's damaging to young men and young women because young men grow up with their parents being asexual towards another and have no idea what natural intimacy looks like. They don't know how to read choosing signals. They don't know when to initiate. They don't learn any of this. And young women grow up thinking, my mom's a retarded cunt that never fucked her partner. I'll be a retarded cunt that never fucks my partner. Ho ho! And emulate it. Young men grow up broken by it. Young women grow up just copying their mothers because they don't see any problems with it. You got all the women here, running defense for their gender in the way that they know how. She wants to check notes, sleep in the same bed, naked, and cuddle apparently, and never have sex ever. What the hell? This is completely unreasonable and unfair, and if she has any interest in staying married, I hope she sees this. I hope she sees this, little bro. I hope she sees this, little sister. I hope she sees this. Whoa! You dabbed on her big time, sister. Fuck, if she just read this post, that would fix her being a dumb cunt and the marriage for sure, brah. For sure. I can't wrap my head around it. All the women pretending they don't understand this behavior are straight up fucking liars, man. She hates him. She resents him. She resents that her behavior is ruining her children. So now she's going to try and blame that on him too. I bet they are all white. Yeah. You can tell they're all white because they're married in the first place. The guy didn't just totally fucking abandon her the second he stopped getting clam and just get another bitch. If they were black, he'd have ran through 5 other bitches by now. She'd be a baby mama. She wouldn't be the father of his children. She wouldn't be his wife. She wouldn't be his ex-wife. She'd just be another baby mama bitch in a long line of baby mama bitches. She'd be relegated to the roster. If the kids are asking why you stay together, I think that's your answer. They know mom and dad don't love each other anymore. I'm sorry this happened, but you'll be happier father to your kids if you're no longer with her. White men put up with so much, it's sickening. They put up with so much disrespect from cunt white women, and they put up with so little affection from those same women. It's time to adopt the Nog mindset 100%. The only sort of guys that can get respect from white women are the kind that will slam her head into the fucking kitchen counter the second she starts back talking him. That's it. Anything short of potential domestic abuse charges on yourself is not enough to get the respect of the boneheaded retard white woman. It's tough when the kids get older and start to pick up on things that doesn't fit a husband-wife dynamic. Probably one of my biggest worries as a parent. I don't want them to think our situation is normal and they learn bad relationship habits from us not being affectionate towards each other. Best of luck with whatever you decide in your marriage. I think you did the right thing though, moving back into the separate room. I know I could not be in bed with a nude wife with sex not being on the table at all. From the plain conversationist. What a wonderful take. So many deleted posts removed by moderator. These are the ones that got left behind. I think Reddit is actually turning. I think that there's so many sexually disenfranchised young men that these people are having to battle at the moderation gates like, the fucking Tolkien elves trying to keep the orcs from Mordor out of their city walls, and they're going to eventually get battered down. It's just a matter of time. This can't be real life. She wants you to be available, but only for what she can get out of you. Is this his first interaction with a bitch? How have you not learned by the time you leave your teenage years at the very latest that if you're not the guy they want you to be available, but only for what they can get out of you. Gen Z learned from millennials' cuckold and mistakes. I think a lot of millennials are just retarded. I don't identify with my gender bracket or age bracket at all, really. Uh, a lot of them are really condescending. A lot of them got the last ticket, the last chopper out of Saigon, and think that they're the ultra men because of it. Do you think she did that on purpose? Getting into bed and literally pushing her ass into you? Getting undressed in front of you? I would have thought that she would have had that conversation before you ever got into bed. Women aren't just pieces of shit intentionally, are they? Just like people wouldn't go on the internet and just tell lies. Women wouldn't be pieces of shit intentionally, would they? Really? A woman being a piece of shit intentionally? What? What? No way. Never. Not my little schnookums. Here's a Chad. Enough position. Enough position. 67-37. 66 male. I kicked my bitch wife out of our bedroom years ago due to no love. Together for 46 years, now both retired, and I hate her. And I hate her. He hates her, dude. The one guy with this, how did this escape the Reddit moderators? And I hate her. But I have a house and grandchildren, so I'm stuck. I wish everyone better relationships than we have. Dude, if this is what you got 40 years ago, dude, it's not gonna get any better. Delete it. How did the moderator delete a response to him saying he kicked his wife from the bedroom and hates her, but not delete the original post? I guess it's auto moderator. Probably used a no word and got flagged. If she acts like that, she is a danger to you. Never be naked, sleep with, or propose sex with this person again. Absolutely. Not worth the risk. In fact, it's time to strap up with the Frank Hassel style GoPro on your forehead, okay? She can mock you, the kids can ask, "Why does Daddy have a Teflon cube strapped to his head with a blinking light?" "Well, it's because your mother's a retarded bitch, son. I have to make sure that she doesn't falsely accuse me, so I have to take video evidence of all of our interactions going forward here." She is. She's a complete liability, and I'd go as far as saying that it doesn't even matter if you're attractive. Women, the second they're scorned, they have the power to destroy you. If you interacted with a woman, if a woman knows your fucking name, that's all it takes for her to start falsely accusing you. Random woman 666. Hey, this sounds abuse. This sounds abusive. None of my beeswax. None of my beeswax. But this is terrible for you and, well, to your kids as well. Leave, period. And find true happiness, mate. Kids recover. Life is short. I like how all the comments aren't like, "Bro, you gotta get out of there. Like, your wife is supposed to fuck you, and if she won't, then you can find someone that will." None of the comments advocating for him to leave are actually like, "Yeah, man, you deserve to be treated like a human being too." It's all about like, divorce for the kids. Do it for the kids. Divorce for the kids. Of course, the witch brings up the beehive references. Yep. Yeah, the kids recover quote is crazy. That's probably what these women think while they're fucking their 5th grade students. Kids recover from my nasty blown out gash. Kids recover. He'll be fine. What's your opinion of porn-induced reverse dead bedroom, men giving their wives starfish because porn is more dopium? I think that that happens, but I don't think it's such like a cut and dry transition. I don't think men just like decide one day that they prefer beating their dick to their bitch wife. I think that she starts to play like on and off and try to use like affection as a control mechanism. And guys that have any amount of testosterone immediately just nope out of that and are like, "No, I'll just beat my dick whenever I want." Actually, this 2D woman on my screen, she's far superior to you. I'm just going to keep gooning my rod over here. You can fuck off, but I'll stay with you for the kids. We got another woman here. Jazz like caramel.
Yikes! I can't believe her means of initiation used to be lying in bed and turning away. No words, kissing, flirting, etc. sounds totally unsexy to me. Most women are fucking unsexy. That's why they had to go to finishing school and etiquette classes and everything else to learn how to act like a woman instead of a fucking retarded orangutan. Notice, as far as I'm aware, I don't think Asian or Indian women have to go to these courses. I think it's exclusively a white woman thing where they have to have some old bitch shrew with a ruler and a drill sergeant rhetoric just beat into her like a high school marm teacher with the stick, smacking the fingers how to act like a lady. Because it doesn't come naturally to them at all, apparently. Although obviously being naked was a very strange choice on her part given the situation. This is a really strange dynamic all around. Yeah, it's so strange. It's a mystery. Or we could apply Occam's razor and just go, "Oh, it's a retarded bitch again." Oh, surprise. Surprise. You pull away the Scooby-Doo mask or you flip under the relationship rock and like just like if you rooted around in pornography or drugs or Ponzi schemes and you'd find little Jew cockroaches scurrying around. If you flip over the relationship rock, it's always a dumb bitch, always a dumb bitch staring up at you when you get the sunlight in there. Surprise, it's a dumb bitch again. Very strange dynamic. And then a man immediately comments and goes, "Sounds like my wife, really." The woman is so confused. It's such a strange dynamic to her, but the first male commenter says, "Sounds like my wife, really. Her way of initiation is basically the same. She rolls over, sticks her ass out, and expects me to act on it. There's no kissing, foreplay, or whatever. Needless to say, our sex feels very unfulfilling." And the dead bedroom, lazy starfish sex, that's supposed to be things, crazy, mentally ill, incels, beta males, and black pillars, and misanthropists say. But then you got the guys that are actually in relationships self-reporting, and it's like, uh, yeah, she just kind of rolls over on her side, I guess, and I'm supposed to stick it in and plat max my way to climax. Here comes the same woman. Holy moly! I can't believe that there are 3 people on this thread whose partners initiate this way. I can't even imagine it. No eye contact, talking, whatsoever. Incomprehensible. I'm sorry that you're in that situation and find it unfulfilling. I don't know who would be into it, but I guess there's a lot I don't know about people. This is a concern troll, bitch, pretending that she doesn't know women act this way and that this isn't like normal behavior that you too can come to expect when you put a ring on the girl that already gave herself to other guys before you came along. This is the sort of lovely interaction you can expect. And this is if your bedroom isn't dead. You still get to clap her cheeks when she rolls over and spreads her blowhole for you every once in a while. Wow. Not all women are like that cover up. Yeah, exactly. I hate to sound like a PUA, but you have to run dread game with your wife. It sure does seem that way. If you're not actively cheating on your wife, this is the kind of disrespect you're going to get if you weren't her first. In Gen Z, high school sweethearts don't last. The fruit of promiscuity is too appealing to women. They all want that college experience and bar hopping. Yeah, it sure does seem that way. I feel bad for my Gen Z bros. Millennial women, it was the same thing, though. Another guy chimes in. It's part of the story that drew me in. My wife did the same thing. She has a lot of hang-ups and used to struggle to own her desires and attraction. Now that my wife has no desires or attraction, things that used to be subtle signals are no longer signals. Do you think women ever have to struggle to own their desires and attraction with guys they actually want? It's more like she struggles to desire and have attraction to you. That sounds like more the problem here. I can this guy chimes in to give his fucking retarded 2 cents. I can so relate, except I'm the one who sleeps nude. You feel like you've wasted your life. I'd be happy if she just wanted to cuddle or touch in some way too. It feels too late now as we're both older and I can't imagine dating again. Couldn't imagine being exposed to that with all the built up frustration. Definitely, at least the other room. My ex-wife said crap like that to me too. We're too old, she'd say. Then my mom, like 40 years older than me, lets me know that she needs it once a week or twice. Average Redditor. Average Redditor's 40 years older than him mom is telling him that she needs dick twice a week. This guy's old granny mom has got to fill him in on how women work. Your wife doesn't want to fuck you. She's saying she's too old. Sonny, I need dick twice a week. I went back to my room. I would never have given her the satisfaction. This was so she could have the world think her marriage was fine. Fuck that shit. The kids need to know that your marriage isn't normal, and you just found out why. You just found it out. For sure. Just figured it out. It was just revealed to me. Bringing you in, the naked thing, the butt move, then getting mad at you for thinking what you thought. That's narcissistic behavior and emotional abuse. Control and emotional manipulation is what that really is. Get out! Get out! He's reacting to this probably an appropriate level of panic here, you know. Get out, he screams. Just like that movie where the rich people are stealing the black athletes' bodies so that they can live in them instead. You know, you're in a similar amount of danger around this woman as that African man is when, you know, the boomer starts wanting a new ship to pilot. I never advise divorce and never will, but some of these stories kill me a little. I hope everyone here who struggles with this kind of zero intimacy marriage, especially with kids involved, takes heart and force their partner to have a difficult conversation. This idea that you can just talk shit out with women is fucking retarded. If you have to talk to a woman about anything, if it has to be a two-way conversation and it's not just you telling her what to do, you're wasting your fucking time. It's already over. She either listens or she doesn't. She either does what she's told or she doesn't. You're never going to convince her to all of a sudden start doing what she's told. It's not going to happen. How's that working with Nogs? Are we just going to be able to tell, "Hey, do you think you could stop chimping out so much? The looting, you guys, you think we could stop that? The knocking over the statues and whatnot. Guys, guys, could we not do that anymore, please? We just need to have a long, heartfelt conversation about it." I don't think so. They've already decided how they're going to act, or they're already acting the way their biology compels them to. Like, there's no. Either way, talking, it's not going to fix anything. Me and my wife have a rule: don't expect any change immediately. It takes time to reorganize your brain. Give your partner breathing room after your difficult conversation. If your partner still takes zero responsibility, keep trying. This is insanity. He admits his strategy doesn't work, and his advice is to keep applying the strategy. With my ex, this has got to be a woman here posting. Yeah. With my ex, I had no attraction left because of our zero mental connection. Women will fuck dogs and 10-year-old students and like non-whites with 50 IQ and then say that the reason they can't fuck their husband is because they just don't have enough, they'd have not a sufficient mental connection. And they might even be telling the truth because I think your average woman is more effectively able to connect with like a router than your average man. This was the result of immature, toxic fights that built walls and repulsion between us. Besides, a lot of women are indoctrinated to believe they're sluts if they want sex. Yeah, we got a lot of that going around. Oh, for sure. That's what the schools teach. That's what the churches teach. That's what the media teach. That if a woman wants sex, she's a slut. I definitely can't pull up commercials of retarded Downs women talking, believe I can have sex. Believe it. They don't put free condoms everywhere. They don't have, piles of abortion services everywhere, so you can neatly sweep under the rug the ill-gotten fruits of any of your indiscretions as a woman. Or they have religious trauma around sex or don't feel sexy. So these are things that can ruin a relationship. Also, if the partner starts to have lives that are too different from each other, example, she takes care of the kids in the house alone and he is at work all day, it becomes harder to relate to each other's world. Yep, this is why women go traveling to random ass countries to fuck men on the down low. They fuck them because they have so much in common with each other and can relate to each other's world. Yeah, there's no way you can relate to somebody who works a job in the same town as you, speaks the same language, and is the same race as you. That's too much of a struggle. That's too hard. That's the reason. It's for sure. For sure. It's not because you just don't want to fuck them anymore and maybe never did. It's because you just can't relate to somebody that works a job. In my case, it was also because he killed any chance of sexual tension that I wanted. He tried to make everything seem soft and silly when I was trying to build tension, and he kind of deflected it. I was trying to build sexual tension, and he instead listened to what those other women on the internet were saying, that women love funny guys, and he tried to make a joke out of it. I think a lot of women just like building tension. That's probably the only thing they can build. Tension. And not the sexual kind. The like the walking on eggshells kind. Like I'm about to be falsely accused, aren't I? Kind of tension. Holy, look at all these deleted messages. The moderator just fucking going crazy. Okay, that was just one of these fucking hell stories. Let's get another. Try and pick ones with funny titles. Oh, update. Weekends are for football has an update. We got to check out the update. Body cams were bad for the black community. Imagine if people started wearing them around women. I think that's what has to happen, you know, and you might not, you probably won't save your ass legally because they'll still throw you under the bus for the woman, but at the very least you might be able to save your ass socially. You know, the body cam won't help you in court, but maybe it will help you if you upload it to Instagram or Facebook afterwards so that people are free to see what actually happened. No normal guy is using Reddit as his personal diary. You're completely wrong. There's a normal guy at my work, okay? I got back from doing one of my trips and I'm talking to another guy in a plant and he says, "You smell that?" And yeah, there was kind of like a burning wood smell in the air. I'm like, "Yeah, I do." And he starts complaining because the other guy we work with can't smell it. Says his nose is broken. And then he says, "I guess I'll go on Reddit and check it out." And this, I'll get on Reddit when I go home and see what this was about. And this was a guy that up to that point, like, I had respect for. This is a kid younger than me with face tats. Said he was gonna go home and check Reddit with a straight face. Update to wife wanting me to sleep in the same bed again. Lots to unpack, and I will most likely ramble as this has all moved quickly. First, a thank you to everyone. Your words and support have helped me more than you will ever know. I last posted almost 3 weeks ago that my wife wanted me to come to bed with her. Separate rooms for nearly 10 years. I complied. She proceeded to get in bed fully nude. I thought sex was on the table. It was not, and I returned to my separate quarters due to the reminder of how painful rejection still is. I don't see this as a painful rejection. I think these guys are fucking pussies. Okay, a painful rejection is when you end up in the back of a cop car. A painful rejection is not your wife who you already haven't fucked for 10 years telling you, "You still don't get to fuck me." If that's pain to you, I hope Kimbo Slice blasts you in the face with a right hook. After a few days of replying and venting, I made the decision to end our marriage. I met multiple attorneys and found one that best fits my needs. I have 4 wonderful children that I needed to talk to. 2 are grown and out of the house. 1 will be out in a year. The other one is just hitting middle school age. I got them all together and broke the news. The older kids were very supportive because they understood your wife's a retarded bitch. Of course they're gonna get it. And the youngest hit us with a bombshell. She asked if it was because of mommy's secret boyfriend. Oh my god. This guy's daughter knew that he was getting cheated on the whole time. You guys aren't getting a divorce because of mommy's secret boyfriend, are you? This took a twist I was not expecting. I asked her what she meant. She said that mommy spends a lot of time with him and she's seen them kiss. You haven't seen your own parents kiss, but you've seen mommy kissing her secret boyfriend Chris Benoit time. Yeah, it might get to that point. I asked for further clarification, and she explained what amounts to a full-on makeout session, and sometimes he stays the night if I'm out of town. Dude. These are the guys bragging about their wives on World of Warcraft. Yeah, probably. Her mother has both bribed and threatened her to stay quiet. She has promised her that she would never see me again if she told me anything. She also let me know that he has been on visits with mommy to see her side of the family. So their whole side of the family is in on it against him. They're all covering for their little schnookums. It was a shock to the system. It's been going on nearly as long as the dead bedroom. Oh, it's funny how that always seems to line up. The secret boyfriend lines up with the dead bedroom almost one for one every time. Who'd have thunk it? I asked the other kids about their knowledge. The two oldest were in shock, and the third said she suspected it but didn't ever have proof. She confirmed that she had seen her mother with him, but it didn't seem romantic. So the middle child is probably already cheated on her own boyfriends and is covering up for mommy. I spoke briefly with my wife's parents to clarify that we were getting divorced and that they were indeed aware of him. They confirmed that they were, and then proceeded to reprimand me for abusing her and the kids, telling all the horrible things I've done. The only reason she's supposedly staying was fear. I didn't bother to correct them and assumed they wouldn't listen anyway. I confronted my wife with this information and she decided everything. She called her parents, she denied everything, I suppose is what he meant. She called her parents senile old fools and said they always hated me, which is true and a big reason why I didn't go to visit. So now we are in the process of sorting out finances where everything will fall in that regard. We're living under the same roof, but things are definitely different. Lots more drama, and she tends to spend more time at her friends. Oh man. Youngest has written a statement saying she wants to stay with me. Everyone else is over 18. I'm not looking forward to the process of divorce or the garbage that comes with it. I do have a sense of freedom. A weight has been lifted. I feel like in the end I'm gaining my life back. This is where I ramble. She did admit that the coming to bed naked was a trap to push me over the edge. She wanted me to be the bad guy and file divorce. So I'm the bad guy. She will play the victim. I do have a copy of her text reply to me calling her parents senile fools and denying any abuse. She called me a great father. I gave my lawyer a copy of that for future reference. This is all a big whirlwind at the moment, but I know the kids and I will get through this. Kids heal. It's going to be a mess, but I'm going to be free from her for the first time in over 25 years. Wow. Just wow. I'm really more interested in what sort of copes the women cook up. The male takes are going to be predictable. I'm curious what the women have to say about this, how they're going to try and run defense for Team Woman. Better get some DNA tests done. Yeah, that's for sure. No way the kids are his. Absolutely right. What a horrible woman. Yeah, it's not that women are horrible, it's that this particular woman was horrible. Right, so that's the angle we're going to take. Glad you're starting over now before things got even worse. I can't even believe a person could do this to someone, much less someone you share a child with. Woman comes in and pretends that this is like uncommon, that you don't get like 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 of these stories every single day, and that it's an isolated case to one woman, not a pattern of behavior across an entire gender. We've got another woman saying it's crazy. I think I replied to your post about standing your ground, and this plot twist is insane. It's insane. It's crazy. Yeah, it's insane. This isn't normal woman behavior that they rationally come up with and decide to do. It's just one isolated incident of temporary insanity. Sure, sure. Not so sure it's as isolated as these women would like to pretend. What a cruel woman. Not women can be cruel, but what a cruel woman. Right. Bunch of deleted posts. Now, for me, like whenever I see these posts about like guys just being openly disrespected and shit on in their relationships, that's not to say being the older partner as the male makes you immune to this happening, but I see a lot less cases where these people are reporting uh, that this is happening to them while being the older guy in the pairing. Almost every single time it is the guy is younger than his wife. So last night, me, 43, high libido male, and my wife, 45, low libido female, dropped off clothes at our daughter's friend's house because she was having her first sleepover. The mother of the friend said, "Enjoy the empty house." I just looked at her and then realized she was insinuating my wife and I would be having sex. My wife and her talked a bit while what she said played over and over in my head. Apparently, parents have sex while their child is at a sleepover. Oh, nice. Another thing that I can think about and be resentful about. We went home, said maybe 10 words to each other. I went and got dinner alone, watched a movie alone, then went into the bedroom where my wife was laying on her phone. That's what my mom does. She just stares at her phone all day on the couch while the TV runs in the background. When I started making this video, she started running the vacuum for a while, I guess to try and drown me out, but I've got stamina, nigga. I've got a couple hours of this in me. You're not gonna drown me out with no vacuum. That or the house is gonna be spotless by the time I'm done. The title of this one, He Was Hard, because of course he was. Great. Let's read this post. High libido female. It's 2:45 a.m. and he was hard. Of course he can get hard in his dreams, because then he has what he wants. Anyone but me. The emptiness I feel from lack of intimacy is eating away at me, and I feel so lonely I bawl every night. Lately I just stay up and cry after he's fallen asleep. I was moving him over, moving his leg so I had more room, and I just wanted to see if he was hard. Just touched. Rock hard. Okay. Think of if we compare this to like the last one, okay? The last situation we had a guy whose wife like rolled over naked and stuck her ass at him in bed together and then attacked him for daring to like think he was going to get it in. Meanwhile, we've got a woman that's like spreading her sleeping husband's legs and like touching his fucking cock to confirm if it's hard or not. And like I guarantee you in the comments there's going to be nobody there's not going to be a single person criticizing how she's acting. I hope the gay furry men in his dreams are at least attractive. Is this how she's coping? She's coping because her husband doesn't want to fuck her by pretending it's because he's attracted to gay furry men. I'm on this vacation. I have time to spend together intimately. I was hoping we could really connect that way while we were here. Your husband has moved on. If the only instance that you have time to be sexual with him is when you're on vacation, that's a dead bedroom. He's busy fucking his egregore tulpa in the middle of the night in his head, okay? He'd rather fuck the nightmare that's planted on his chest, giving him sleep paralysis, than you cock-blocking bitch. But it was stupid of me to think that. I'm disgusting. I see what I look like in mirrors, in reflections in glass. I just give up. What's the point? If he doesn't want me, what am I fighting for? It makes me feel so pathetically ugly. This is a this might be a troll post, okay? But like, this also how women's brains work. Like, if you think they're ugly, then immediately is you're gay. Oh, you're gay. You don't want to have sex with me, you're gay. That's what their brain immediately tells themselves, I guess. We went in half a paragraph, we went from I hope the gay furry men in his dreams are attractive to I see how ugly I am and I know why he doesn't want to fuck me. Like, which is it, lady? I think we all know. I don't think the thing is he doesn't have to dream about gay furry porn, okay? He could go get a fursuit and go be gay in it at a convention or something like next weekend. Okay? If that's what he wanted to do, he'd be doing it. So coping and telling yourself that you'll never be Tony the Tiger or whatever the fuck, I don't think it's doing you any good, my lady. Sometimes I just look at him and I feel this overwhelming love. I literally look at him and see that he can be beautiful, but he only compliments me if I insult myself first. They're never naturally occurring except for when I had the lingerie panties on. I have to appeal to his porn addiction for him to even desire me. He compliments you on your lingerie panties, and you say that's only because he has a porn addiction, but then you say he's addicted to gay furry porn? Like, which is it? Is that all love is? Is this all that love is? A sad, lonely, empty feeling? It's my fault. I'm the ugly one. I fucking hate myself so much and none of this matters. Doesn't matter how much I say this to him, how much I cry, how empty I feel. I'll never be gay furry porn. I'll never be enough. I want to die. The idea that there's some woman out here like thinking about taking the velvet rope exit strategy because she thinks her husband's addicted to gay furry porn is hilarious. I don't find it sad at all, Shane. I think that this is awesome. I love so much. I adore it. I love giving my love to others, and romantically, I adore my partners like they're the only thing on earth I need. But that's stupid and naive. Love is hard, and I work towards the right things as often as I possibly can. But if it's this lonely, what's the point? Maybe I talked to him about opening up the relationship. I sure he'd be elated to go fuck anything with a pulse other than me. I hate this. I want to fucking die. I'm just a warm body when it's convenient for him, and currently all I am is a vacation to a place he always wanted to go. It's not about connecting with my family. It's not about us. It's not about anything but him. I want to cut myself. Yeah, the partners plural. The more and more I think, the worse it gets. So I think women should really take that line to heart in general. The more and more you think, the worse it gets. I think lobotomies were maybe a legitimate prescription for a lot of women. As a man, I wake up with erections like 90% of the time, and I'm not the least bit aroused. Erections while sleeping are a sign of overall physical health. It doesn't mean he's having gay furry porn dreams. I'm aware of this. I know what morning wood is and everything. It's more that it triggered this huge episode of feelings. This was honestly a sleep deprived me in the notes app, just crying about how I felt. Is nobody gonna address the gay furry porn allegations? Women do like gays. That's why she's with him. Look at how sad she is that he's gay and likes gay furry porn instead of her. She's obsessed with him. Hi, I'm so sorry you're going through this. That's why I hate vacations. How can you read this post and conclude, yes, that's why I hate vacations? Not a single person. Like, what's with the gay furry porn fixation? No, nobody responding to this. I gotta be the one to do it, I guess. What? What? Oh, I gotta go back here. Oops. History. I gotta be the one to ask. What's with the repeated mention of gay furry porn? We gotta figure this out. Like I'll ask the tough questions. We'll leave that open. Maybe she'll respond. I deleted all my porn of me and my wife. As the title said, before we had our child 2.5 years ago, we were freaks. We made our own porn and it was hot and I loved it. I actually stopped watching porn because I had our porn and I rather watched it than Pornhub. But sadly, since it's been almost 3 years of no sex, I deleted it all. Mainly because every time I watched us together, I'd get upset and reminded about how bad this no sex situation is. It kept making me realize every part of our situation. I'm back on Pornhub, and I'm rarely doing that. When I'm on Pornhub, I'm seeking out women that look like her even. Does anyone else have that problem? And I hear the other Redditors to chime in and go, yeah, watching the porn of me and my wife makes it so much worse now that I don't get to fuck her anymore. It makes it worse, doesn't it? Watching your own makes you sad. Watching Pornhub makes you sad. I've been there, and the happiest I felt was when I broke up, deleted all of our personal media, and enjoyed whatever came with being single. I wish it was that simple for everyone. It would be a good solution if they didn't have a child. It kind of sounds like postpartum, where she hates what she went through with giving birth and maternity. And leaving someone in the midst of that is an awful thing to do. Everything that women do is just excused. Like if they can't worm their way out of having a problem pinned on them, then they just sidestep and they have like a list of 50 different make believe afflictions that they can attribute the action that they're being taken to task for on. You went from making porn to a dead bedroom? Jeez, that's hectic, brother. I don't sympathize with this guy at all, really, like At least this chick went the extra mile before she locked him down with a dead bedroom. You know, a lot of guys hardly even got laid at all before they got locked in the dead bedroom cuck cage. This guy deleted his whole treasure trove of silver linings and good memories because he couldn't cope with getting no pussy. Sucks, doesn't it, bro? Imagine never having any of that ever, you fucking retard. You don't have it so bad, dumbass. What we actually need is we need like a drill sergeant incel just emotionally abusing these faggot wife guys. They're crying about their dead bedrooms, about how, that you got so much, like the way boomers talk down to younger people about the economy. There should be incel seminars where we get to fucking talk down to these faggots about how good they actually had it and how they've got nothing to complain about. There's kids in Africa starving, you fucking pussy. Shut the fuck up. There's incels that'll never know what a pussy looks like or feels like, and you're over here crying that you don't get it anymore when you had it every day for years. Shut up! Hit him with the whip. Yes, we were insane during our first years. He got years of this. She would send me really hot nudes all the time while I was at work, letting me know what was waiting for me when I got home. I don't get any of that. I go work every day. I don't get any of this to get me through it. I got nothing to look forward to. I got a sweltering hot box of a house and the faint scent of onions stinging my eyeballs the second I step through the door. That's what I get to look forward to. I worked as a taxi driver back then, and on multiple occasions she would text me to stop by so she could suck me dry. This is a fucking taxi driver getting this kind of treatment from women. How many tech bros out here aren't getting shit? But a taxi driver is getting sucked dry, making porn, and having a non-stop feed of porn sent to his phone by his wife. We had so much sex and we're both satisfied. Then we got kids, and after that, the sex just went away. I know I pull my share of the housework and with the kids. When they were babies, they got formula due to little production from my partner. Okay, here we go again. Here we go again with the women can't even be bothered to breastfeed nonsense. Here's an idea. Here's a wacky idea. If your body can't even like produce milk for your children, like you're less of a functional organism than a cow, maybe your kids should starve. Maybe we shouldn't feed them powdered Zog dust mixed into water. Maybe your titties decided that it's over, it should be done. Nature, what happened to natural selection? Your titties don't work. They're broken. Nature has selected your titties to be broken, okay? You're not supposed to be having kids. Now I'm the one doing most of the cooking and the baking. We split cleaning fairly, and I'm the one taking care of the car while she loves to spend time in the garden. We shared picking up and dropping our kids off at kindergarten and now school. We share homework duties. I honestly don't know what to do. We tried therapy, it worked for a few weeks, then everything went back to normal. It takes a toll on my mental health and the feeling of self-worth. This is just like how I revel in the suffering of the other people during the COVID nonsense. Oh, the lockdowns, my mental health. You deserve to feel that. Feeding your kids Zog milk should get you life in prison, I agree. Normans have mental breakdowns if they don't get back shots for 2 weeks, yeah, and then they go post on Twitter and tell incels that sex doesn't matter. And we wonder why the controllers of the world are able to just brain rape these people 24/7. They're so fucking retarded. Here comes a woman to give a question. Have you thought about having a vasectomy? Since she clearly doesn't want to have another child right now, yeah, your wife doesn't want to fuck you. You know they'll fix that. Letting a Jew doctor take a scalpel to your nutsack. Yeah, that'll fix it. Excellent diagnosis, Dr. Reddit. I believe you've solved the patient's problem. Dr. Dismal here. Just castrate yourself. That'll fix your dead marriage. Story of my life. Vasectomy after second child and still nothing. The kids drain every drop of who she is, and she never has time or energy for herself or me. And yes, I actively participate in the housework and child rearing, but still the kids and her rest comes first, and I rarely get any attention or intimacy. Here we go. We got a woman running defense. I was not prepared for the change of identity that occurs with becoming a mother. It's all consuming. It didn't all consume Casey Anthony. Casey Anthony had some kids and kept, sucking dicks and partying and doing whatever. And she was white. Didn't all consume Casey Anthony. So I think you're choosing to be like a deadbeat mom. I can't wait till the average man is endocrinally altered to the point where they are the primary breastfeeders. Take slow mode off. Ah, sorry, I forgot. Guys standing upright and puffing their chests out because they got a wife. Meanwhile, they're on Reddit complaining about how their wife won't fuck them, talking and having people suggest that maybe getting a vasectomy would fix it because she obviously doesn't want another child. Got another woman here. Well, what compromises should she make that aren't still having sex with your husband anyways, even though your body doesn't like it? Forced sex is traumatizing. If her husband is contributing to the housework, then what other compromises can be made besides hiring another to look after the kids or family? There is also the rhythm method. If she tracks her cycle, it didn't work well for me because we were not super careful. But I know enough about cycles to know that right after a period and right before, they are pretty safe as long as she has regular cycles. My wife was never okay with period sex, but some women are. And there's some sort of cup that they can wear on the cervix. Pulling out or non penis in vagina are other options. This guy's so retarded. This woman doesn't want to fuck her husband, and he's suggesting to just put it in her butt or mouth. You really think? You really think so? You think you're gonna be able to convince a woman that doesn't want to fuck you at all to let you do things that she only did with her boyfriend in high school? My post was removed by the auto moderator. Maybe I gotta set my flare, announce my libido. I feel the same way. When my wife ignores me for weeks or pisses me off by ignoring me, I can't even look at pictures of her, let alone video. She says she lost all of her libido after our second kid, so when we occasionally have sex, it's a gift to me. What a fucked up life. These guys have no idea how good they actually have it. Complaining about a wife that fucked you for years until you had two kids and now she just ain't feeling it anymore. Been there, done that. I don't even like masturbating anymore because thinking about him during it makes me miss him. We used to do phone sex when we were younger and he doesn't even want to do that nowadays. Oh man. Husband says he no longer desires me, would be happy never having sex again, and refuses an open marriage. I am marrying a low libido female in less than a month. Like, why would you even be going forward with that? You're not even you're not even married yet. You're getting married in a month and you already know she fucking rejects your advances, doesn't want anything to do with you, and you're like asking Reddit, "What do I do? My future wife doesn't want to fuck me. Like how am I going to fix our marriage?" I, 48, high libido male, have had a few talks with my partner, 48, low libido female, lately about our lack of sex, and she's called sex a chore and the lowest item on her to do list. She is a very task oriented, logic minded person, and she views sex as another task that needs to be done. Everything else takes priority over it for her. She flat out said that she would rather mow the lawn than have sex. Hearing this is extremely frustrating, of course. Logic minded. Yeah. This post in r/deadbedrooms. So it was indeed my weight. I deeply appreciate the honesty, but this feels so unfair. So I insisted the other day that he be honest about whether I'm doing something that is turning him off, and he admitted it. It was my weight gain. The 10 to 20 pounds I gained over several years, but mostly in this last year due to tons of stress. It's this bitch put on more than 20 pounds, and if she only put on 20 pounds, it's after she had already put on 50 pounds. But like, what's really making me cackle, dude, is the title of is her like Reddit username is Frodo's bag of taters. There's no way some bitch on Reddit named Frodo's bag of taters only put on 20 pounds over a couple of years to the point where her husband doesn't want to fuck her anymore. Look, on the one hand, I had insisted on honesty, and it's on me for asking questions if I wasn't prepared for the answer. I don't think it's fair for me to give him grief for honesty, nor is that good for future conversations. And maybe the weight gain is much more noticeable than I think.
But on the other hand, weight was the last answer I was expecting, mainly because he gained a lot of weight during our relationship too. Went from being very fit to borderline obese because of the pandemic. I never once lost attraction, never stopped complimenting, never said an unkind word. I'd say stuff like, "You'd be the hottest man to me even if you gained 100 pounds," and I meant it. Doofy Max. I get we can't help what does or doesn't turn us off, and I'm sure he feels bad. He also lost a lot of that weight, so maybe he's still in that mindset, but I just feel so screwed over, taken for granted, a little betrayed, honestly. He so he lost a lot of the weight. You are putting more of it on, even though the pandemic ended years ago. And that's not really a good excuse in the first dude. I lost all my weight during the pandemic. That's when I started to get anywhere. That's how I got myself in trouble. Like, what on earth? How can you have a woman that gives you so much love and affection when you go from having a six pack to being that huge? A woman who goes all in with you while you do your keto diet and then turn around and you're saying losing attraction to her over a few pounds, pounds gained during one of the most stressful times of her life. Big career test plus grief. So it's the pandemic. It's a big career test. It's grief. It's not the Frodo's bag of taters, though. No, sir. Wife asked me to move back into the bedroom. We've been in separate bedrooms for about 5 years now. This really makes me wonder because, like, when my parents were doing all their house flipping and like picking out houses to move into, they'd always try to get these houses with like a guest bedroom, even though we never had any fucking guests. And I wonder if the guest bedroom in a house in 2025, a guest bedroom in a house in 2025 is like the cuck chair in the corner of the hotel room, where it's allegedly there for other purposes, but it only gets used for one thing. In the case of the cuck chair in the hotel room, that makes sense. But the guest bedroom in the house is where the husband goes after the wife inevitably stops sleeping with him. The guest room is the cuck room. I moved out because I couldn't live with not being able to touch or cuddle my spouse in the same bed. Rejection had taken its toll. She's a light sleeper, and I got better sleep when I moved to the guest room. We tried scheduling intimacy for a couple years to prevent complete separation, which I advocated for, which mostly ended up being duty sex on her part, which was terrible for both of us. Imagine scheduling your sex. Dude, in school, I hated using a fucking agenda, having to write down my fucking to-do lists. Like, I just refused to do it. Imagine your wife, like, trying to schedule when you can fuck her. That shit is insane. Fast forward another couple years, and we've gone through marriage counseling. You'll have to read my past posts for more detail, but suffice it to say, turns out I'm not a monster for wanting sex, and pulling away was a normal response to constant rejection. To my surprise, we both agreed that we both actually want more physical intimacy. I put a significant amount of faith in her authenticity, yeah, and it did require faith because women aren't authentic. She continues her own therapy to work through the shame, embarrassment, and vulnerability associated with physical pleasure, something that good girls don't do. Dude, your wife doesn't fuck you for years, and then all of a sudden
realize she's got some sort of like good girl complex that's preventing her from wanting to have sex with you. Like faith in her authenticity and shame, embarrassment, and vulnerability associated with physical pleasure is something that good girls don't do. I expect we're gonna see a lot more of this sort of bullshit. We're gonna see the psychologists come out to defend and help all these millennial roasty cunts that are gonna have no husband. They're gonna pathologize it all away and offer a pharmaceutical subscription to your wife being a former whore. While in separate bedrooms, we agree on scheduling intimacy again, but from a new mindset. It's less of a schedule and more of a mutual agreement, so it's not a surprise and nobody, me, experiences rejection. It's not as regular as I would like because we're getting older and have young kids. Both of us are tired from day-to-day stresses, but for the most part it's successful, to the point where she asked me to move back in. Hey baby, move back into my bed. The other side of my bed's kind of cold without you here. Think maybe we could sleep in the same bed again. This is just humiliating. Like, the dynamic is so fucking inverted. Your woman asking you to move back into her bed. It's insane. Like, she didn't build the bed. She couldn't construct the bed. She doesn't know what shelter or, like, comfort is from a, like, making it occur perspective. And she's the one doling it out. Overheard another dead bedroom moment. Fly on the wall dead bedroom situation. Two women in my family were saying goodbye after a get-together. One of them said to the other, "You better get home to your husband. You look great today. Don't let it go to waste." The other one goes, "Actually, we haven't had any action in over 3 months. Not that I'm expecting anything. I don't really care." Then the first one goes, "If you don't care, why are you keeping track?" What an odd thing to say. Kinda awkward. The second lady just went quiet and spaced out for a bit. Poor thing. Yeah, poor thing. These women just fucking... These women just discussing your sexual private life with one another in your absence. She's the poor thing, though. Poor little lady. He tried cheating on me while not fucking me. We're gonna take a brief intermission here. Take a brief intermission. I will be right back.
Perfectly smoked, Canadian crafted, irresistible Schneider's hot dogs can only mean one thing. It's knee table season. Sure, it's a little awkward and sometimes tricky. But when it's Schneider's, it's oh so worth it.
I just bought a girl, just to flex on you. Rari shoe, cause I'm mad for you. I just sold them too, bitch I never do. Freezer too, cause I flex for you. I just bought a girl, just to flex on you. Rari shoe, cause I'm mad for you. I just sold them too, bitch I never do. Freezer too, cause I flex for you. Whip it up, all these rocks on my wrist. Bring it back up, cause it's lit. Keep it cool, eyes go for the shit. Cause I'm ballin', look at all these chicks. Whip it up, all these rocks on my wrist. Bring it back up, cause it's lit. Keep it cool, eyes go for the shit. Cause I'm ballin', look at all these chicks. Whip it up, all these rocks on my wrist. Bring it back up, cause it's lit. Keep it cool, eyes go for the shit. Cause I'm ballin', look at all these chicks. Whip it up, all these rocks on my Papa San, bitch, she got ice. Papa San, Papa San, Papa San, bitch, she got ice. Papa San, Papa San, Papa San, bitch, she got ice. Papa San, Papa San, Papa San, bitch, she got ice. Papa San, Papa San. Just to flex on you, Rari shoe, cause I'm mad for you. I just told him to, bitch I never do. Freezer too, cause I flex for you. I just bought a girl, just to flex on you, Rari shoe, cause I'm mad for you. I just told him to, bitch I never do. All I wanna do is get him blind. Whip it up, all these rocks on my wrist. Bring it back up, cause it's lit. Keep it cool, eyes go for the shit. Cause I'm ballin', look at all these chicks. Whip it up, all these rocks on my wrist. Bring it back up, cause it's lit. Keep it cool, eyes go for the shit. Cause I'm ballin', look at all these chicks. Look at all these chicks. Whip it up, all these rocks on my wrist. Bring it back up, cause it's lit. Cool eyes go for the shit. Cause I'm ballin', look at all these chicks. Whip it up, all these rocks on my wrist. Bring it back up, cause it's lit. Keep it cool, eyes go for the shit. Cause I'm ballin', look at all these chicks. Papa San, bitch she got ice. Papa San, Papa San, Papa San, bitch she got ice. Papa San, Papa San, Papa San, bitch she got ice. Papa San, Papa San, Papa San, bitch she got ice. Papa San, Papa San.
I actually seen the Schneider's commercial before I got up from my seat, and I could have skipped it, but I thought it'd be funny to let it play. I don't regret it. I also point out that the one woman that actually allegedly maybe possibly attends these streams appeared the second I start playing shitty like R&B nig music. Like, come on, ladies, do better. Oh boy. He tried cheating on me while not fucking me. See, this is the kind of situation you want to be in as a man, and this is what I was talking about with age gap situations earlier. Whether you can pull off the age gap or not, the age gap is the ideal. Dating a woman your age or older, you're losing. Right? It says, posted a while back when I was 7 months pregnant that my partner, 46 male, was not having sex with me. I chalked it up to he was working a lot of overtime and just tired. Well, I'm 27 female, am due any day now, and a fake profile on Facebook messaged me and told me to confront him about some girl named Summer that he works with. So I woke him up as he was napping to ask him, I really didn't believe them as he has never mentioned anyone named Summer before and said he didn't know and that they didn't really have details. And honestly, I just don't see him having time to cheat. Newsflash, retarded bitch. Newsflash! Okay? If you're letting yourself get knocked up by a man 20 years older than you, this guy has enough options that he doesn't have to fuck you when you're pregnant and gross. Okay, he's gonna get another bitch to fuck while you're pregnant and gross. Shocker. Surprise. Well, then they told me to check on his Amazon orders. And he had bought another girl he used to work with a book. I did, and it was for someone named Chelsea, and the address was .3 miles away from our home. He said that he had ran into her at Dollar General, and her baby daddy is crazy and doesn't allow her to have a bank account. So she gave him cash to send it to her. Weird. I walked outside to call my sister, and also walked to this girl's house, as it's so close away. Imagine this pregnant, like, Oompa Loompa just waddling around, like, just flagging down random people to question them about her partner's infidelity. Like 2 seconds later, I'm sent a screenshot he sent to the girl Chelsea, who for some reason had her friend message me off a fake profile, I don't know, saying that your baby daddy is starting stuff off a fake profile. I walk right back in the house and ask for his phone, and it was deleted. I asked why he messaged her and deleted it, and he said he didn't need more problems. Then why are you hiding it? Fast forward, the girl accepts my message request and tells me that he sent her a video of him jerking off and tried to get her to come to an Airbnb on August 8th. This is when I started believing everything, because on the 8th we had our labor and delivery tour with a childbirth class from 5 to 8:30, and he had worked a 12-hour day and wouldn't want to go, but I still went. Yeah, sending one baby mama to go take her childbirthing classes while you're on Snapchat sending a video of you gooning to the next prospect. This is and who got to reproduce, man? Who got to have the kid? Who's making all the money? Who can afford this? Who can afford Airbnbs for a quick hookup with baby mama number 2 at least? White men need to start acting like niggers. I'm sorry. White women reward nigger behavior. All women reward nigger behavior. Well, I guess we're all niggas now. Where the white women at? Where they at? Time to chimp out. Fast forward, the girl accepts my message requests. He continues to deny everything, and there's no screenshots, because apparently he sent her encrypted Facebook messages that disappear, and they're not even friends on Facebook. I am just so distraught, because I've always had the most respect and admiration for this man as a person, and never in a million years, though, thought he would try something like this, especially when I can be having his baby any day now. This woman has, like, complete proof that her guy's, like, cheating on her. She's pregnant with her baby, and she's less sad than the other bitch that was going on about, like, I touched his wiener when he was sleeping. It was rock hard. I just can't compete with the furry gay porn. I want to cut myself. I want to die. And then knocked up by a guy 20 years older than her cheating on her. She's like, I never saw this coming. This is so strange.
a baby. That is a miracle because he told me he was sterile when he was younger after going to a fertility doctor with an ex-girl. I'm sterile. So he lied to these women right off the bat so he could hit it raw too. Oh, don't worry, baby. I'm sterile. I went to a fertility doctor with an ex-girlfriend. How many women has he run this gambit on? You know, this is Are We Dating the Same Guy and the T-App. This is what they were built to stop. You know, white men adopting the African mating strategy and applying it more effectively. I've watched the Logan's Run movie. It has an interesting premise. At the fact that he hasn't had sex with me for months but is pursuing some random girl and his excuse was, oh, she asked me to buy her a book, so I did. Like, what the fuck? He tried to guilt trip me and said he was having sex with me because he has issues staying hard because he's old. Why would I want him to embarrass himself in front of someone else? But we have never really faced that. No, dude. This guy's obvious. This is not a nog. There's no way. Nogs don't buy books for girls. That's red flag number 1. Okay? Working overtime, red flag number 2. Actually being in the baby's life at all, red flag number 3. Okay? This guy's so smart, man. He uses the woman methods of war. He lies about being infertile, just like women lie about being on the pill. Lies about why he was interacting with the other woman. Oh, I was just buying her a book. You know, like how women say, he's just a friend. And then when she tries to shame him for his behavior, goes back to biology and goes, I have erectile dysfunction. That's why I haven't been having sex with you because you gross me out now after the stretch marks and the pregnancy. It's because I have erectile dysfunction. Are you trying to shame me for my body? Shame me for my body? You can't. But we never really faced that problem in the bedroom. I'm literally pregnant. I'm so heartbroken. Like, you can't fuck me, but you can chase after and buy stuff for another woman while I'm literally about to pop? I love him so much. Following up, I'm so heartbroken. You can't fuck me, but you can chase and buy stuff for another woman while I'm literally about to pop with. I love him so much. Should tell you all you need to know about women's psychology. I love him so much and just really looked up to him as a person. And I feel like my whole view of him has been a carefully constructed facade. And now I am just so disappointed in him, myself, and this whole situation. That's so messed up. I'm sorry. You and your baby deserve better than this. He should be treating you like a queen for carrying his baby. If he treated this dumb bitch like a queen, he'd have no baby. And if he did, she'd have aborted it. Scrambled it into Sandra Bullock facial anti-wrinkle cream. This just completely destroys wife guys saying you need to obey your wife. Yeah. Don't show this to the happy wife, happy life cucks. Don't show this to them. And then we got another woman here. Another woman acting retarded. I cannot understand for the life of me. So this guy got himself a 20-year younger girlfriend. Hardly has sex with her. A retarded woman hasn't figured out that he hasn't been having sex with her since she became visibly pregnant. Against all odds is having a miracle baby on the way. These stupid women haven't clued into the fact that he lied about being infertile so he could just clap the cheeks raw the whole time. And then celebrates this with disrespect, betrayal, and continued lies. Yeah, it's not so much fun when the chastity belt's on the other gender, is it, ladies?
My advice is to put all this aside for the moment and my advice is to ignore it and focus on the baby. Emotionally switch him off and your mom mode on. You will see that once your mama bear kicks in fully, it will be a no-brainer to see who clearly deserves your love and attention and who not. And after you remove him from your emotional partner equation, please set up a therapy appointment to start digging into why a 20-year-old senior who does not compensate for this imbalance by being the most loyal and caring, also sexually caring partner ever became yours. My thoughts and turn your mama bear mode on and start searching for a cuck to take care of this baby because the one you let sire it ain't gonna be doing fuck all. When he brings the teen girl into the home, the bitch will want him even more. Yeah. Yep. I'm so sorry that you're going through this. I wish I could say that I was surprised that a man in his old age would pull a stunt like this, with a pregnant girlfriend at that. It is completely inexcusable. I can't imagine possibly forgiving someone who would do that to me at such a vulnerable time. So, like, if he did it to you at another time, you could imagine forgiving him. It's possible. You'd come around. You'd forgive and forget. Interesting. We got another age here, and let's contrast that last one with, you know, how it works out when you date a woman 2 years older than you. We've 35 high libido male and 37 low libido female have been having trouble in this area for years at this point. We met almost 20 years ago and started as high school sweethearts. However, dude, that's so weird to me, a 15-year-old guy and a 17-year-old girl in high school. I only seen that once, and it's because the guy was like a total mogger. I guess he didn't age so well. He probably aged like Justin Bieber, and she fucking lost the tingles for him at some point along the way. However, after a couple of years, life took us in different directions, but the relationship had remained special. 5 years later, life brought us near each other again. Oh. So you were high school sweethearts, but she went and fucked guys in college, and then you got back together again later. Oh. Something tells me this guy was not the one to deflower her. That was 13 years ago. We've been married 7 years. So they got together when he was 22 and she was 25. She's smarter. She instead of hitting the wall at 30, she hit the wall at 25, rekindled her old high school guy that she knew had a crush on her when she was the hottest thing and he was a fucking impotent little soy jack. And now he's surprised he's in a dead bedroom. This is why I can't abide these guys that are like, what are you talking about, bro? She's 25. She's hot. You're going to turn down a hot 25-year-old, bro? Bro. What are you talking about, bro? Yeah, because this is how it turns out. You can't build anything functional from that. That was 13 years ago. We've been married for 7 years, have 2 young children, and have built a lovely life together. One that we both dreamed of and built over this time period. That dream has not come without a cost. Life is hard, and over time it can just beat you down. There was some early signs about this issue soon after getting back together, but we never really communicated. So you had a dead bedroom in high school. You had a dead bedroom immediately when you got back together in your 20s, and now you're surprised 10, 15 years later that the bedroom is still dead. This didn't really lead to anywhere, and for the next few years I felt like I was being used just for having children. We only had sex during ovulation times, and I was rejected every other time.
This put me in a really poor state of mind, and I became very angry and resentful in the marriage. I was not a good husband or father during this time. When she got pregnant with our second, we decided to try and improve things between us. I decided I would stop throwing my Nintendo Switch at her head and start changing some more diapers, but it still didn't get me any pussy. This included couples counseling, individual counseling, trying to learn how to communicate with each other. We were able to get to a place that we could work together as co-parents and roommates to keep life moving along, and that's where we've been for the last few years. We've tried a few times to get over this hill, with her stating that she needs more emotional connection in order to feel like wanting to be physically intimate. Yes, it's the lack of emotional connection. When I try to dig deeper into how to achieve that, what specific actions I can take to help her feel that way, it's always just a vague, I need you to do more. More! I need more! More. Everything. Give me everything. Expend yourself entirely. And that's how they work. You know, it's like when women give dating advice. There no concrete advice, nothing, no guaranteed results, just here's a list of things you could do that will benefit women without expecting anything in return. Do these things, and if they don't work, keep doing them and try again. There's your prescription. There's your advice. This makes me feel like it's all on me, as I have to do those action items first before she'll even consider her part. So I would try, then not get anything back in return from her, and feel that a carrot is being dangled in front of me in order to serve her. He's so close to getting it. How can you be this retarded while simultaneously taking a peek behind the curtain? This would cause me to withdraw, which she would obviously notice, and no progress made whatsoever, until I try again and we repeat the cycle. 2025 has been the hardest year of our life so far. There are so many outside forces working against us, but things might be turning around. The biggest for her is a new job she is starting soon. I'm so happy and excited for her, as her previous job was a toxic environment and they burned her out so much. I hated seeing that. She is a good person and a hard worker, and I saw the toll it was taking on her. I'm hoping this new professional season helps revitalize her. She's going to get revitalized, all right. She's going to be, up in her zinc count. Though we've been in this tough season, I've been putting effort in improving myself. I'm happy to say I've lost 30 pounds this year, and am feeling healthy in myself, which has increased my self-esteem. I'm working on building relationships with my children, I wouldn't be sure they're your children, so I can be the good father they deserve. I'm putting myself out there, looking for friendships, as being a lone wolf is not sustainable if I truly want things to change. Imagine being this guy in the predicament that he's in and thinking in your head, yes, I am a lone wolf. Cocked wife guy thinks he's the lone wolf. Crazy. And also, I'm going to put in some serious effort with my wife, trying whatever I can to help foster that emotional connection she needs. After doing some self-reflection and asking myself, have I truly given it all I have in this relationship? The answer is no, I have not. So, for the next year, I am truly going to give it all I can. This is my last push, as I want so badly to have a relationship with my wife. She's a great person, a great mom, my best friend and the person I want to spend the rest of my life with. She's worth it to me. I want my kids to grow up with an example of how good a marriage is supposed to be, like as my wife, and didn't get that growing up coming from broken families. I'm not going to let myself withdraw at the first my needs aren't getting met, and will stay focused on the long-term goal. We didn't get to this point overnight, and we're not going to get out of it in a day either. I'm playing the long game, and I am motivated more than ever. Dude. This is like the fakest post, to be honest. A woman wrote this to try and like convince. I bet it has a happy like fairy tale ending. Will be the update. A woman wrote this to like psyop retarded cucks in a dead bedroom situation, thinking that if they just keep doing what their bitch wife tells them, one day there will be some more pussy for them at the end of the rainbow. Small steps plus time equals big change. No straight man would ever write that, no matter how Reddit soy he is. I'll be posting on here as things go on. How do you do, fellow wife guys? 4D feminist chess, yeah. I'll be posting on here as things go on. I think having this here will help keep me accountable. Yeah, well, that's what you need, more accountability. And it really does help just to write things down and get it out. I've lurked this subreddit for years, and I've posted a couple times on deleted accounts just to vent. I know we're all here to support each other, as we all have an understanding on this issue. The ups, the downs, the beginnings, the ends, and everything in between. Life is hard, it just sucks sometimes, but with the right mindset, motivation, and discipline, I believe we can overcome the obstacles in front of us. Maybe we don't get the outcome we were hoping for, but that doesn't mean we give up. I really want the best for everyone here and hope that all your journeys take you where you need to go. Have you recognized any change in your love life since you changed your behavior? I think it's a good step to get more self-confidence and build a better social life to make yourself more interesting for your wife. But that's no guarantee it will improve your sex life. The hardest part will be not getting frustrated after 3, 6, 9 months of a 180-degree turnaround of yourself without raising the pressure to get any better sex life from your wife when it doesn't change anything. It just sucks sometimes. Yeah. They all have these funny usernames. Whenever I wanted affection and naughty times, I hate this censorship. With my transformer girlfriends, I always got it and very gleefully. Ready to please me. Meanwhile, wife guys. Dot dot dot. That's why, you get mocked. I don't agree with everything you say, but we're dealing with the facts here. We got to look at things as they are, not as we want them to be. This is a blue-collar, hard-working man. Gulf Coast Steel. Hard-working, blue-collar man. What does he have to look forward to in the marriage? This isn't what I got married for! Today is 4 months with no physical touch. It's been 2.5 years since my wife has kissed me or we have kissed. She says it's not clean. Mouths are dirty. She blames the lack of sex on hormones, but yet she gets great results, lab works from her OB after getting her TRT pellet. Why's your wife on a TRT pellet, bro? I'm just counting down the days until our son turns 18. I'm out of here. I'd rather be single, broke, and alone than sleeping in the bed with someone you can't kiss or touch. F this. Sure ain't what I signed up for either. Yeah, just what old bitches need. TRT pellets. That'll make them more tolerable for sure, for sure. Feed that bitch some TRT pellets. That'll make her more agreeable and less of a cunt. Sure.
I'm on the TRT pellets. Hairy pussy like a yeti with a big clit dick. Yeah. Mhm. Oh, let's find some more. I think I accidentally reignited a dead bedroom, not my own. So he fixed somebody else's dead bedroom, but not his. White girls look like men and Western Decline likes them so much he faps to them. Excuse me, buddy, okay? I'm off the white women. I've abandoned them. My wallpaper is not a white woman, and nor will it be, okay? This is now Asian girl soil, okay? No more snow witches. So, I am recovering from a divorce and currently single. When a friend of mine, I'm a bi female, so is she. There's a couple of white women here, a couple of white women declaring their bi-ness. Who was clinging on for the sake of love in a relationship with a dead bedroom. No, I've been traumatized by Asian girls as well. I don't think they're going to be any better for a relationship. I just find them more attractive than the average masculine acting white woman. Uh, my bi female friend asked me if I would be interested in a threesome with the two of them if she could get her partner to consider it. Newly single me thinks, why not? You only live once, right? And her partner agrees because apparently a threesome is a fantasy they've always had, and it was enough to persuade them to consider sex for a change. Long story short, it went well, but after about an hour I noticed they were really enjoying each other's company, so I took a bathroom break and got a drink and basically subtly bowed out. They barely noticed and carried on for another 2 hours. I've never been so happy to be sexually ignored. My friend thanked me profusely later that day, and we are as platonic and happy as ever, but she reports that since then her partner has been all over her. I have no idea why, and neither does she. If anyone has any input, it's welcomed. Women love being third wheeled, apparently. Intimacy intimacy is gone. I, 38 male, and girlfriend, 43 female. Oof! Need an oof soundboard for these boys. Have been having issues with intimacy. I posted about it last month, and here's a little update. This year, we've only been intimate 3 times. The year before, like 6. Our relationship is manageable, but it's pretty one-sided. She's always right, and my opinions and feelings don't matter. So we recently went on vacation, and the days before leaving were really great. We were getting along, and I got my hopes up that we would have sex. I was dead wrong. Not only did we not have sex, but I got told that's all I ever think about and that I am sick and in need of therapy, just for wanting to be intimate with her. She's the type that doesn't show any affection. No hugs, no kisses, no touches. If I don't initiate contact, there is none, which is heartbreaking. It makes me feel like I'm not wanted and not adequate. Uh, it's been 3 months since the last time, and now I could be in for even longer. I love her to death and would hate to leave because we have 4 children, but I cannot go through life not being touched or even appreciated. What should I do?
Men have the power to change the meta on this. Like if guys just instantly divorced their bitch wife the second it became a dead bedroom, like no questions asked, no considerations for the future. Fuck the kids, kids heal, right? Who cares about your children? The children heal. Well, that's what the women were saying. Just leave her ass. Just dump her. Just bring home your new girlfriend and introduce them to your kids as mommy's replacement. Oh, this one should have went over well. I told my husband tonight that I was taking sex and intimacy off the table. I feel I am constantly feeling negativity about myself when he ignores my needs for intimacy. We are lucky to have sex twice a year at this point. I have begged him to talk about it. He swears he wants it to become a priority, but then nothing happens. I bought books that never get read. I flirt, and it is ignored. I dress up, and he comments that I look nice, but then nothing. Am I making a mistake? I feel I need to take my power back. If it's me saying no, then I'm not being rejected. So I just told him from now on it's not an option. My body is no longer his to touch. He is a wonderful husband and father. He is my best friend. The lack of sex impacts my self-esteem so much. I just hope I am not making a mistake. You're taking away something he already doesn't want. You're probably doing him a favor. This threat is just agreeing and amplifying. We did it. We did it, Reddit! We finally had sex. She initiated. I was incredibly surprised. However, even despite that, she refused to go down on me. I just don't do blowjobs anymore. I just don't do it. I'm not that kind of person anymore. You're not entitled. I don't know. I feel like I should be happy, but I'm not. I've practically begged for her attention and intimacy, but after getting it, I don't feel fulfilled or satisfied. I don't know why. I'm just not happy. Maybe sex has lost its spark for me. Maybe I don't care anymore after constant rejection. Maybe I'm becoming low libido. I don't know, but I don't like it. You're not supposed to like it. You're supposed to deal with it. She's got you by the balls, bucko. There's no escape now. Dude, they write themselves, man. Honeymoon hell. 25, high libido male here. Currently on honeymoon with 30, low libido female. We planned our honeymoon to line up with our 1-year anniversary and both of our birthdays. We're about halfway through and my birthday was yesterday. There's been no touching, no intimacy at all other than a peck before bed. Of all the things I wanted for my birthday, all I wanted was for my wife to try for us to be intimate, and I guess that's too much to ask for. Maybe I'm just not her type and I was the safe bet for her to marry. Now you're getting it. Which doesn't make sense to me because she has a problem with everything I do. Yeah, it should make sense because you're her controllable little faggot. She's telling you what to do. That's why you're the safe choice, because you're a little buck-broken bitch boy that she can just do whatever. She makes the rules. She wears the pants. How does that not make sense to this retard? They'll rim the shit-stained asshole of Chad, but then refuse to go down on you. Completely accurate. Even the sex is just starfish sex in these bedrooms. Gooning is unironically better than sex and will become unparalleled with advancements in AI and VR. That one hit me hard, Reddit. I was having a calm afternoon just listening to some re-uploaded Reddit stories on YouTube. This particular one was about a woman whose mother-in-law started looking for a new partner for her husband while she was in a coma. Messed up, right? But what really punched me in the gut wasn't even that part. It was when she casually mentioned that after waking up from 3 weeks in a coma, the very first thing she wanted to do was jump on her husband. And yeah, I know, that's a completely normal desire. But for me, sitting there in my own dead bedroom, it felt like a low blow. Like a reminder of what I'm missing, of how far away that kind of connection feels now. If a guy's in a coma, you'll be lucky if the bitch sticks around for 3 hours. If 3 days, maybe, she's wife material. 3 weeks. That's 2 weeks of riding a dick that isn't yours if you're in a coma. Fat retarded bitches struggle to understand nobody wants to fuck a fat retarded bitch. I, 30, married since 4 years and dead bedroom since 3 years. No kids after honeymoon period. Husband, 34, lost total interest. When we discussed about it, he mentions that he has no feelings for me and cited a couple of reasons. One, my weight. I'm 20 pounds heavy for my BMI. And the fact that, two, I always look sad and stressed around him. When women say they're 20 pounds overweight while posting online, this is like when they claim that they have a body count of 3. I think women saying they're 20 pounds overweight is the new, like, you just gotta multiply that by something. I'm not convinced that women have, like, I think it's harder to stay slim as a guy because if you have like grug body type and you come from like a long line of physical laborers and now you're in an air conditioned soy pod with fructose corn syrup and everywhere, like you're almost, it's almost as hard for you to stay thin as it is a black person that, you know, their ancestors never had more than a couple calories between them. You gotta work hard to stay thin. You know, your body's built to be consuming 10,000 calories a day and doing back-breaking labor. You know, you're supposed to be building a log home every day by hand. Women never did anything but sit around. We'll take a little detour here and we'll stop by Purple Pill Debate. This is basically just Black Pill Central at this point. You know, it's kind of like how any kind of open forum immediately turns into, like, extremely right-wing. Any kind of open forum regarding, like, dating always turns into just, like, black pill eventually. You know, introverted men are boring to most women, even introverted women. The new T-app proves hypergamy. In online debate, women insist husband material always encompasses hookup material, but in real life, it's a distinct category. It's incredibly freeing for a man to just give up on dating. Women have different rules for guys they're actually attracted to. Do women even want to meet men? Women are not a monolith, but the T-app is #1 on the Apple Store. Can a man become charming and fun? If so, how? Modern hookup culture makes women jaded and have unreal expectations of men. Extreme red pillars do indeed misrepresent premillennial marriage, but blue pillars do it just as much, if not more so, albeit in different ways. Women go beyond a double standard. They rewrite the narrative. Women definitely equate involuntarily single men with losers. Why does the red pill ignore passport sisters and only focus on passport bros? Ironically, progressive women are still obsessed with status in men. Lilith of Babylon here. Lilith of Babylon here. Excuse me, Lilith of Babylon here. Here to correct the record. Drop some knowledge on you incels. Being horny is not being lonely. Oh, thanks for clearing up the confusion, Lilith. Economy profits from male loneliness and benefits when men stay single. Passport bros don't take advantage of third world women. It's actually the other way around. I'm writing this as a 25-year-old Colombian man. I always see on the internet how American women claim that men are taking advantage of impoverished/uneducated women who live in the third world. Ironically, these people who claim to be helping women in my country are actually insulting them by calling them uneducated. I find this funny as most speak a second language, which is a lot more than these people can say, are professional, work in multinational corporations, etc. The common rhetoric is that passport bros take advantage of women. This is completely out of touch with reality. Women here know these guys are unattractive and only stick with them because of the money. They literally parasite money out of these guys' pockets, and I don't know if they don't know better or simply don't care. Many Colombian women even have their own boyfriends here who know everything, and both the boyfriend and girlfriend take the money and use it to travel together, playing the American for a fool. We even have a word for it, marrano, which literally translates to pig, as in piggy bank. In the worst cases, these guys get scoped, scopolamine, look it up, and get everything stolen from there, even their own passwords, which is kind of poetic in a sense. I really dislike this practice, as these women are using someone who is feeling insecure and lonely for their own benefit, and is actually frowned upon by the older generations here. I guess the morale of the story is that if you are unattractive in the US, you will most certainly still be unattractive everywhere else. It's just that money talks, and the dollar is much more powerful than a Colombian peso, in my case. And the power dynamics between passport bros and third world country gals are not as straightforward as it seems. I think, first of all, based cuck. This guy, his problem isn't men coming to his country and fucking all the women. His problem is that they're taking advantage of the guys. I will disagree, though, in that if you're your typical, like, super obese, bald, 60-year-old boomer, and you go to one of these places, obviously you're as unattractive there as where you came from. Okay? But if you're like a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, whatever white guy in your own country, I think you can still go to one of these places and do okay, because the standards shouldn't be as inflated there. Kind of losing my voice here though, guys, so let's check out, see what I've got in the stream content dump, and we'll go through that really quickly here, and then probably wrap it up. I mean, they have phones too, but, like, the phone doesn't mean that they have access to the guys they're seeing on their phone. Let me ask you this. I seen this clip. When was the last time you guys seen white people that were able to do this? Trick question. It's impossible because white women don't have kids until they're 40.
Hey! 爸爸，哎，爸爸，哎，爸爸，哎。
You don't have to have kids when you're fucking 12 to make this happen. You just have to have a kid before you're like 25. And you might not have the 5th generation still around. But this doesn't exist for white people. White women are so fucking reproductively worthless that you can't. I don't think anyone can name one situation where this exists for white people. I would be shocked if you could name a single fucking family where there's 5 generations of the men in that European family still alive. I don't think it exists. I don't think there's a single one. And this is just some random white Asians breeding at very low. I don't care, dude. That's not the point. It's white women gatekeeping it. It's white women gatekeeping it with birth control. If every teenage girl wasn't on fucking birth control, 16 and pregnant would be the norm, and you'd see a lot more of this in the white community.
Hey! Papa! Hey!
It's not the Nazis shitting their pants over that suggestion. It's the faux conservative Judeo-Christians, Morgan Tully, that have a problem with it. I forget if it was Himmler or Hitler that said that, you know, if Germany had been Muslim, they would have been like an unstoppable, like, force to be reckoned with. They would have dominated the earth effortlessly. It's retarded white woman worshipping cuckold faggots that can't see the benefit of taking away women's right to be retards. We finally got some good parenting. Finally, some good parenting is catching on. This has to be a millennial or a Gen Z kid raising his son, because I smiled when my son refused to share with another child. No! My son firmly tells another child, who asks for the small packet of birthday sweets that was handed to him at the end of the school day. Watching, I smile with pride. I wasn't proud because I wanted to raise an unkind, selfish child. It was because I wanted to raise my child to be confident in having boundaries and asserting them. That meant I was not going to force him to hand over what was his on demand. I was teaching him that sharing should be a choice, not an obligation. By doing this, I believe I'm raising a strong child. From the moment children can grasp a toy, they are encouraged by their well-meaning grown-ups to share. Whenever we're at play dates, toddler groups, nurseries, and even the park, I see parents constantly intervening in a child's playtime by telling them to share. We don't expect adults to hand over their belongings just because somebody else wants them. But there is an expectation that children should give up their toys or sweets when another child asks or takes. My bitch mother spent my whole childhood doing this. I had to share absolutely everything. Nothing was mine. I had to share everything. And it wasn't even a two-way street. Every shitty parenting practice that I had to endure was then not applied to my siblings. I had to share everything. They had to share nothing with me. The problem is, in doing so, it sends the message that children are not allowed to say no when someone demands something from them. As a parent and someone who has worked with children for 30 years, as an early years and parent consultant, I used to believe that teaching children to share was an important lesson to instill as a foundation of kindness and generosity. But over the years, I've realized that forcing children to share their toys, snacks, or belongings isn't actually teaching them to be kind. Rather, it is teaching them to be resentful and can often make a child become the opposite of what we are trying to teach. They predicted me. I have seen firsthand the upset that making kids share can cause. We've witnessed children snatching toys, being aggressive towards other children, and getting frustrated when they are waiting their turn. One two-year-old at a toddler group once put all the dinosaur toys down his trousers so he didn't have to share. He then spent his time in the home corner, slamming children's fingers in cupboard doors if they so much as tried to get near them. These children are becoming selfish in their play, and that is definitely not how I want my children or those in my care to interact with others. Instead of enforcing sharing, I think it is better to focus on turn taking. Now they're going off the rails. Just don't share. Respecting ownership and modeling generosity. Okay, that's where we stop reading this slop. We're not teaching them to share at all. Fuck that. I thought that this is funny because this is how I view my life, where I just got weirdos fucking spawning in all over the time, and it's really easy to tell that they're just like an NPC. And not NPC as in not having inner monologue. NPC as having like a very obviously scripted interaction, and like they're very obviously hostile at the same time.
Birmingham servers are full of many dangerous players and things, but these are the top 3 reasons why Birmingham servers are super laggy at the moment. Number 3, leftover loot. Birmingham players are notoriously known for leaving unwanted loot on the ground. Other players usually discard their loot in dispensers, but Birmingham players don't do this. Number 2, rule-breaking players. Birmingham is one of the top-rated cities for players doing crime glitches and hacks. This makes most POIs active PvP zones that should only be explored with a team. If you see a Sauron bike on the minimap, this marks a masked bandit tramp, and you must flee immediately. Number 1, lack of quests. Due to high unemployment rate among low-level bots, main quests are hard to find. This makes low-level bots with no father figures resort to selling enchantment leaves instead. Good luck and have fun.
That's what it feels like. You know, I can't take it seriously anymore. You're just playing on like a botted dupe, like full of like hacking, and real life feels like a shitty fucking private server where there's like fly hackers, loot just getting spawned in, people cheating all around you, and it's like you're not the competitive environment, the meritocracy has been eroded and destroyed. There's nothing of value there anymore. We've had the bird pill, or we've had the dog pill, we've had the horse pill. I raise you the bird pill. Okay? Women would rather make out with a crow or a raven than interact with men of their own species. Women can learn to speak to birds, but then be like confused when interacting with a man. No, like they're intentionally pretending to be retarded for their own benefit. I actually find this to be like an attractive trait too, because at least like she can't fuck the bird, right? Like I don't think birds even have dicks, as far as I'm aware. I see them flying around me all the time. I've never seen a big schlong up in the air. So you don't have to worry about the bird fucking your bitch. she wants to talk to her or whatever, that's fine. But women only pretend to be retarded insofar as it benefits them. You know, the whole phrase weaponized incompetence is something women complain about in their partners. He pretends not to know how to load the dishwasher or do laundry. I have to do it for him because he's weaponized his incompetence. The only reason they even have a word to describe that sort of behavior is because that's what women spend a significant portion of their life doing, weaponizing their own perceived incompetence. We got a dark triad pill here, and we've also got a nig pill here. Because, you know, imagine, I hate to pull the conservative, imagine if the roles were reversed, goy. I hate to pull one of those. Okay, but just listen to what this fat, retarded, KFC-addicted dumbass, Daniel Cormier, says. Listen to what he says with a straight face, with a fucking mic in his hand, and a television camera in his face. Look at what he's comfortable saying.
Look at my face, look at your face. This, beautiful, black skin, caramel. Your skin, Chechnyan, not beautiful like mine.
Imagine how much your dick has to get sucked by the media and your government to feel comfortable making a remark like that. But the other half of this is equally interesting because, you know, retarded white boys think that, oh, dark triad doesn't matter. That's brown cell. That's brown coded. You can't just be a criminal. You can't just felon max. Listen, he instantly has a response for this racial antagonizing that fat old Cormier is doing to him. And listen to his response here.
That needs to be beautiful. What you need to be? World champion?
Girls like terrorists.
You don't need to be beautiful. Girls like terrorists. Can we say that they don't? Whether it's a Jewish terrorist, a black terrorist. White women can't get enough of them. Import all the terrorists. He's not even lying. He grew up in Sweden. Exactly. Now he knows. He's telling the truth. He doesn't got to be attractive. Women love terrorists. You just put on the poo shiesty and wave a firearm around indiscriminately. The comments are hilarious, though. DC looks like he ate all the caramels. Imagine if a white man said to DC, look at my skin, white, clear, beautiful. Look at yours, black. Like, yeah, he's fighting this weekend. I don't know. It should be a good fight either way. I kind of hope he wins. So, this is depressing all around. Pretty every aspect of this video is depressing.
You out?
Yep, I'm done.
Joe just quit on the job, yo.
He fucking told me to go help with Frosty, so I did. Then he told me to drop meat and got pissed off when I was helping with Frosty.
I know, but when he's doing what you told him to, and then...
White boy just trying to work the shitty, wagey McJob, okay? He's here at Wendy's. He's just trying to do his best. He's working with fucking geriatric proto-boomers. You know, getting screamed at while they're trying to make him do the work of, like, multiple employees. And that's his mom. He's working with his mom at Wendy's. That's his mom, by the way. And then he runs outside after he quits, and what's his friend group? His friend group is like a Mexican and a black, or like an Indian and a black. And one of them says some really funny shit.
He yelled at him because he wasn't dropping more fries or something while he was helping with 12 fucking Frosties that you told him to come help with.
Me, my mom, and fucking Richard. It's like, no, I'm not fucking closing with just the three of us, especially with the way he...
Hey, look at this little Nicholas shadow boxing. his like, he know if this was this kid working, he would have thrown hands with Boomer Bob. Okay, he would have just smacked his ass. So he starts like taking deep breaths and shadow boxing. That's his reaction to arguing with a boomer. That's a more appropriate reaction.
Yeah.
Well, this is ridiculous. There should be more than 3 freaking...
I'm sorry?
and then his non-white compatriots head into the store and film Boomer Bob while he's on the phone speaking with his boss, who tells him that he's probably fired.
It doesn't matter. Jim's gonna fire me after this one. I'm leaving my keys when I leave.
There's 3 freaking people here. You can't expect to run a store with 3 people on a Saturday night. There's only one person.
Yes, I'm aware of that. Well, I'll leave my keys.
Who was that on the phone?
That was Ian.
And you just hung up on him?
Yeah, I just quit.
I'm out here, I was literally shaking.
So who are you calling?
My brother to come pick me up.
Has he answered yet?
Yeah.
The nigga tripping, bro. Oh god. That's why I'm never.
And it's like, it's the same thing with the morning.
The kid right at the end said, "That's why I'm never working. That's why I'm never working. That's why I'm never getting a job. That's why I'm never working." Comments are just an absolute shit show of people warring from all angles. Like, you know, and however schizo you guys think I am, you know, you're not. I'm not schizo enough, okay? They've been watching you walk around your house with your router for the last 20 years. Okay? Routers work like echolocation. Okay? It sends the signals out in all directions, and based off of where it bounces back from, it can form a map of the inside of your home. Wi-Fi mapping and motion detection patents. This was theorized forever ago, and we were called schizos for warning about it. Now look where we are.
You can't.
Gotta get a little hoka into this episode. Gotta eat your vitamins, so we'll bash boomers a little bit more here.
Pay me $600,000 over asking price. I'm selling to BlackRock.
If you didn't buy Starbucks last year, you could have bought my asbestos-ridden condo for $1.6 million.
Please, I work 3 jobs. Is there any way I make enough to buy a home?
I told you, get the f*** out of my office.
Nobody wants to hustle anymore. Back in my day, I babysat twice and bought a lakefront cabin, 2 jet skis, and a riding lawnmower, all cash.
I'm taking your home and making my 9th Airbnb rental. I'm gonna squeeze this new family for every penny.
That's not even. This is what's going on in their heads. Then you got boomers. Don't hate the player, hate the game. The wardrobe is spot on, yeah. Somebody talking about how they, you know, and if they can do this with earbuds, they're doing it with everything, man. Where's my volume? What the fuck?
202-3022-565-9A1. That is earbuds that are designed and patented by Apple to literally read your brainwaves, record your brainwaves. Did you know that? Holy smokes. You're not going to believe what these guys have the control to do with these. Check this out. The patent is for a biosignal sensing device using dynamic selection of electrodes. This is absolutely Apple. It is 2023 and it gets not good. Brain activity can be monitored using electrodes placed on the scalp of a user. The electrodes may in some case be placed inside or around the outer ear of the user. Measuring the brain activity using electrodes placed in and around the outer ear may be preferred due to benefits such as reduced device mobility and decreased visibility of the electrodes when compared to other devices. And it goes on. And look, it says for accurate measurement of brain activity using an ear electroencephalography, oh my God, ear electroencephalography, EEG device, the ear EEG device may need to be customized for the user's ear. So it's talking about different sizes, and it gets worse. When you go down into the components of the patent details of how this thing is made, it says the tip, part 202, may be made of any material such as plastic, rubber, conductive material, silicone, or a mixture of these. In some embodiments, the housing underneath the tip 202 may be made of any kind of metal, ceramic, glass, plastic material, or a mixture of these. And the earpiece, part 202, is the silicone part that you actually put inside your ear. So they're saying that all those little dots and the silicone piece, the earbud, and it even goes on to say this little metal piece on the end on the stem that comes down is all used to capture and record your EEG brainwave activity. It even goes on in the patent and says how the left ear and the right ear, one can be the transmitter, one can be the receiver, it doesn't matter which one, and they have the rights to make it whichever one. And what it will do is through the conduction through your skin and contact with your skin, when you put the earbuds in, they can read your mind. They can read your brainwaves and they can map out your brainwaves with Apple earbuds. Measurements of brain activity using an ear electroencephalography device and ear EEG device may need to be customized for a user's ear. In some embodiments, the selection of one or more activity or reference electrodes.
The thing with this is that, like, if they're telling you about this in 2023, okay, and this is a random company like Apple, is it really so crazy when I tell you that they can read your brain remotely and then they can make other people move around you? Like, once they can read your brain waves, then they can put brain waves into people too, because they've already cracked the Enigma code of the brain communication device. They can put whatever they want in other people's heads. They can make them do whatever the fuck they want. A lot of the oofy doofy pairings and shit you see, a lot of how you see women act, is because of this. If I look at a woman in public, they'll flip me off. I'm not even joking. They'll put their hand in a middle finger. With this sort of technology, with this sort of stuff, this is all women belong to Zog. Okay? All women don't even realize, and the ones that do don't care, that they are being piloted by some kind of an AI device machine. Okay, when I tell you this shit, this isn't oh, he's got such a big ego. This is all I am is disagreeable. That's all I am. That's why I'm a problem, because I don't exactly like the idea of a bunch of retarded faggots that won't let me have a girlfriend, leave me to be lorded over by my retarded mother. I don't like that. I don't like that, and that's all it takes to be targeted by them. You figure out what's going on, and you don't like it, well, congratulations. Now they're going to try and brain rape you all day, every day. It's not just AirPods, it's fucking anything, man. Like, this technology, I guarantee you, has been around since earbuds in general. You know, them being wireless doesn't matter. Back when they had wires, I'm sure they were doing the same thing. Yeah, humanity ended after 1945. It's over. There's nothing left, man. You get the roasty, you shit out some kids, you make them into the next generation. Oh, congratulations, they're using brainwave manipulation, electronic control to diddle them, and you can't even protect your kid. Surprise. My high verbal IQ is because of myself. You know, if she generated it, it's not something I inherited from her. It's something I had to develop to express myself in a world where people were trying to fucking pigeonhole me and lie. You have to be able to articulate how people are lying about you and trying to fuck you over to try and thwart the attempt to do so. That's the only... It's not... I don't think it's something I inherited from her. Anyway, my vocal cords are just about fried. I'm sure I cooked a couple more hair follicles with all the cortisol from today's stream. That's all I've got for now. Have a good day, guys.